We're over in the Am I the Asshole subreddit with a post that is 2 years old by literally nobody 7239. These default usernames, bruh. At least it's not terrible. I can read it. Am I the asshole for confronting my family about my brother being praised for the bare minimum? Throwaway account because my brother knows my main. I, 21 female, am having a major issue with my family, especially my mom, over my brother, 23 male. To give some context, my brother and I have always been treated differently, but it's really starting to bother me more as I've gotten older. Growing up, I was expected to help out around the house, get good grades, and be involved in extracurricular activities. My brother, on the other hand, was never held to the same standards. He would get praised for doing the absolute bare minimum, like taking out the trash once in a blue moon or managing to get a C on a test he barely studied for. Hmm. Recently, things have escalated. My brother dropped out of college last year and has been living at home, working part time. My parents, particularly my mom, treat him like he's some kind of hero for even having a job, despite the fact that he contributes almost nothing to the household. Meanwhile, I'm juggling a full time university schedule, a part time job, and volunteer work to get me into med school. And yet, any accomplishment of mine is met with a good job at best. I am so sorry for clapping in y'all's ears like this. My fault. My bad. My fault. Last night was the final straw. My brother came home with groceries, something he has never done before, and my mom acted like he just donated a kidney to a dying child. She went on about how helpful and thoughtful he is. I snapped and asked her why she always praises him for doing the bare minimum while ignoring everything I do. She got defensive and told me that my brother is trying his best. I pointed out that I've been trying my best for years while any other praise he gets, and she exploded, saying I was being disrespectful and causing drama. My dad and brother both told me to drop it and apologize, but I refused. I ended up leaving the house to go cool off, but things have been tense ever since. I can't help but feel there's some underlying misogyny here. It seems like my mom has different expectations for me because I am a woman, and that my brother gets a free pass because he's a man. My friends agree with me, but my family thinks I'm overreacting and being unfair to my brother. My big brother. She didn't say that. So, am I the asshole for confronting my family about this? So, the theme, of course, again, is misogyny for this episode, but we keep seeing the word respect thrown around. This time around, it is a word disrespectful, right? Disrespectful. But disrespectful, right? We got some Googling to do. I am going to lose the post that I have here. That is crazy. Right. Before we even get to the comments, before I even give my take, not the asshole, we're going to type in disrespectful. And here it is. The autofill on Google, on Chrome, on my desktop. It's trying to help me spell. That they're infantilizing me, right? They're helping me, but I'm forgetting how to spell. I don't write anymore. Everything is typing. And everything is just autofilling and autocorrecting for me. It's crazy. Showing a lack of respect or courtesy. Impolite, right? So we're going to search Google for courtesy, impolite, and we're going to piggyback to a lack of respect, right? Respect is having the utmost admiration for someone's qualities, abilities, or achievements, right? Here, this 21-year-old is not being disrespectful, right? She is not lacking admiration for her mother's qualities, abilities, or achievements. Well, actually, maybe her ability to raise a boy, and then the lack of raising a good one, right? That would be an achievement. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I'm going against myself here. Ignore me. Oh, impolite, right? It's an adjective. Not having or showing good manners, rude. So maybe using that, right, is maybe you can call that impolite, right? But why should I have to be polite when you're treating me unequally? There's no equity here. It's an inequitable relationship that I have between my brother, right, in the way that I am being treated, and I don't like that. And I'm trying to express that verbally instead of crashing out. And let me stop. Let me get my whole everything banned. And I actually want to do this. I like having a podcast. Um, I'm just talking to my camera. Hi, camera. No, we're not shooting any commercials today. I'm just talking to you. Are you even on? Are you even recording? Hold on. Yes, you are. That scared me. I turned my light off to let me know if it's recording or not. Because you don't need a flashing light in a subject's face letting them know that you're recording because you told them action, right? And sometimes you wanna sneakily record someone who's saying illegal things and you don't want them to know that you're recording. So you turn the tally light off that flashes bright red in their face and they will never know that you got all the information, all the dirt on them to ruin their lives. And sometimes you can just go on your phone and you can swipe down and then you can click the little record button. Right? And they'll just think that you were just, you know, being a little jerk and not really paying attention to what they were saying. But as soon as you start engaging with them again, they don't realize that you're recording them. Yep, you gotta have it in your widgets. Yeah. Yeah. I just helped you out. Yeah, record your boss saying stupid shit at work. Get their ass fired. Courtesy. The definition for courtesy. Courtesy is a noun. The showing of politeness in one's attitude and behavior towards others. Why should I show politeness in my attitude and my behavior towards someone who is not doing the same thing to me? Right. Just because you gave birth to me and you raised me does not mean that I should, bend over ass backwards, right? No, no, it's crazy work right there, right? You're treating me like shit in comparison to my brother, my big brother, right? It's that, yeah, yeah, it's misogyny. Oof, oh, my face hurts. Top comments because we have it's only 76 comments. You can go read these yourself. Not the asshole. Lonely Owl 68 says, if the situation is truly as you describe, then your family is a group of raging misogynists. It does sound very lopsided in your treatment versus that of your brother. For now, do whatever you need to do to keep getting the benefit of living there, to keep your expenses low. It's hard to put up with this kind of thing indefinitely, but you have an end in sight. Med school, baby, because you smart. You smart. And this is 2 years ago, so hopefully you're already in med school. Do I have some comments from OP? Yes, I do. We're gonna keep reading this. Keep your sights for your own goals high. You need to get through your pre-med and into school. Once there, apply for all the financial aid you can and get yourself out of this toxic atmosphere as soon as possible. Once you are out of there, although it would be difficult to meet all the expenses, you will feel so much better for not having to put up with it anymore. Hang in there. All the best. And for any people who are listening to this who are going through something similar and you don't have med school or any way out, um, go into your family's Wi Fi, into their internet, and click on certain keywords and ban them. Certain websites ban them when your family isn't around, but their phones are. Go on their social media and click not interested. I've done this before. Click not interested on all the bullshit that's feeding into their delusion and reinforcing their ideas that they are right because they are wrong. And you know this because you are better than them because you're about to be a doctor. You hear me cracking my knuckles? It's because I want to fight your parents. I want to fight your brother. But I can't do that for you because this story is 2 years old and this is in the past and I can't time travel. So hopefully you out, baby. Hopefully you good. How old is this? You're 21 in here. This is 2 years ago, 23. So hopefully you're already in med school. It's bachelor's, master's, then doctorates, right? You can't skip from bachelor's to med school, can you? Or is med school? I don't know enough. I went to art school and then I dropped out, and then I went to art school again and then I dropped out, and then I went to. Did I do art school 3 times? No, no. I went to school to be, um, and I majored in industrial electrical maintenance. Yes, because I'm a nerdy fuck, and it seems better than being a pipe fitter. All right, to be an electrician, because Sparky Boom Boom over here wanted to get my static shock on, baby. Right, because I am black in your eyes. Really, I'm African American, and all black superheroes have electric powers. It's over 1,200 days without any main continuity comic for a black character in the DC Comics universe. Yeah, I'll be on TikTok. I'll see what y'all talking about. DC, get your shit together. Marvel, get your shit together. I will pirate everything. You won't get any money out of me. Stop playing around. All right, moving on. Oh, no, we're not moving on. We're not. We're not. We're going to read comments from OP. OP replied to a deleted comment because the user got their whole page deleted, or they deleted it themselves. But whatever they had, OP said, "I appreciate your perspective, but now I like to offer mine. Imagine spending your entire life begging for your mother to acknowledge how hard you've worked, waiting for just a modicum of appreciation and approval, just to be continuously told that it's not enough. I've done absolutely everything I could to gain my mother's love, which my brother gets it for just existing. Which, to be clear, isn't the problem. All parents should love their children for simply existing. Maybe I didn't broach the subject in the most grateful manner, but the frustration and hurt I felt over being consistently undervalued has reached a breaking point. Every day I deconstruct the words of my mother and have to remind myself that I'm good enough." Again, maybe I didn't give any advice because I started to ramble, but if you're in a situation similar to this, meditation would help. Your boy got money. No, I don't. I'm broke because it costs too much to live in this country. Um, it would behoove you to meditate, right? Deep breaths in through your nose and then out your mouth at a similar length, if not longer, than what I just did. Definitely longer because I got shitty lungs because your boy got asthma. Than mine. And you solely focus on your breathing, the nose going into your nose, down your windpipe, into your lungs, going into your lung sacs, and then feeding your lung sacs, going into your air sacs, and then feeding those individual oxygen molecules, right, into your bloodstream and onto your red blood cells, and then that helping you uh, exist, right, live, right, that goes around into your veins, right, solely focusing on that as you breathe in, and then everything that you exhale out, right, because I can't remember every individual molecule that we exhale out and all the bad shit that we exhale out as well. I'm drawing a blank, right? You focus on that for 5 minutes, your blood pressure will go down, your heart rate will go down. You will feel, hopefully, if you feel like me, a sense of physical euphoria, maybe a little bit of lightheadedness, calmness, right? And your day will just be better. Doing this will be healthy for you physically as well. Maybe it'll extend your life. I don't know. Do some research yourself, right? Don't just take my words for things as I tell you to do things, but absolutely bash a billionaire on the head. Do that. Yeah, but you have to take care of your mental health because no one else is going to do that for you. People are going to be concerned about you physically. Oh man, you cut yourself, but when your brow was furrowed a little bit, they're not going to be able to understand the complexities of relationships that you've had built up over decades in just a short conversation or a few paragraphs read online, right? You yourself, you have to take care of you. You yourself, you have to get yourself out of bad situations. You can absolutely lean on others to help you. You can absolutely ask for help, and maybe those people can help you, verbally, physically, monetarily. But you got to put in the work. You have your back at the end of the day, because you wake up by yourself, you go to sleep by yourself. You were born by yourself, you will die by yourself. Even though there were people in, grabbing you as you came out, right? Look at me trying to whistle. Look at me trying to whistle. All right. We got another comment asking, info, does your brother have mental illness that you don't have or something? And OP comments, no, he has not been diagnosed with anything and doesn't display any symptoms. I, on the other hand, have been diagnosed and take medication for generalized anxiety disorder. Ooh, that's tough, right? Because we could have came on the other side and been like, hey, maybe your brother has ADHD, bipolar, depression, right? Because why did he drop out of college? Why is he only working part-time? Why does he not have his shit together? Because um some percentage genetically, some very small percentage, helped you, both of you, make it to college, right? And you were raised well enough to make it to college, both of you. But only you are going to med school. Ignore me. Ignore me when I mess up words, please. And he's just working part time. You're working your ass off to hopefully get to your dream career. Man, but it looks like he's being babied to the fullest degree. So potentially, possibly, she has worked in some messed up ideals into his head that he is living, believing unconsciously, right? He's infantilizing him to the fullest degree. Maybe not to the fullest degree, but he's on his hikikomori arc right now. And if you know read some manga, anime, you know I did a terrible pronunciation of that. But this motherfucker need to get outside. He need to get outside. He need to get to work, right? Because when I dropped out of school, my mom not physically, verbally punched me in my face and said, hey, you gonna be working or you gonna be going to school? And I was doing both. I took my ass back to school because I was undiagnosed ADHD all the way up until 30. 30, right? I have no college degree. I got a shit ton of college credits. um, and if I took probably just a handful of classes, I could have an associate's degree. But I have no real formal education fully, right, that I can point to outside of some classes that I paid for. Right. That's it. Just high school. Shit ton of reading. And a bunch of classes over the years. But I cannot point to a degree. Right. I cannot say, hey, you should pay me $10,000 more minimum over my lifetime. $10,000 more, $1 million more, right? Because every degree you go up from bachelor's to master's to doctorates, or just purely from those with a high school education versus those with a bachelor's degree, I believe, make $1 million more over their lifetime. All right. Hold on. Quick math. If we're going to do 18 to 68, so that's 50 years, we're going to do a meal divided, that's the multiplication symbol, divided by 50. That's 20 bands. Ugh. Excuse me. That is 20 bands more every year, right? Here I am, before, after taxes, making somewhere between 70 to 100, right, with overtime. If I was making somewhere between 90 to $120, I'd be a happy bitch. Cause I want a bunch of camera equipment and I need about 100,000 to get everything I want. Right. And I'd be out here making movies instead of podcasts. Right. Cause I was popping my medication for my ADHD and I just went through all the websites, everything I wanted. I put it all in the spreadsheet, all of my notes. And I got into an argument during that process. Fuck that guy. And I need $113,000 after taxes to buy all the equipment I want. 40,000 minimum to get the necessities. And you see the little light right here, and there you can't see the other lights right here. But if I do this, one second. Click clack. Hey, look at that. All I got is my monitor right here. and then my Rodecaster Pro 2. That's the light, and then plus my phone. You see my face? My phone. Bing. But all this is expensive, and I bought it through working so many grueling hours over the years. But there's so much gear that I want. This. Why am I talking about this? Y'all don't want to hear about this shit. Why am I talking about this? Oh, yes. Right. I was able to get all of this, but this was 10 years in the making, or 6 or 7 or 8, because I bought these at different points in my life. The lights, the equipment, the stands, the camera itself, the lens, the microphone. Shit, this Rodecaster Pro 2, I got this after my very first episode. You guys heard the shitty sound quality, the audio. I wanted to bash my head into the wall because of how bad it was. I don't even think I plugged the microphone in. I think it was pure raw camera audio. Terrible. And I had to buy this immediately. But luckily enough, with my job, I was able to. But if I was making 20% more than what I already was, I wouldn't have to have thrown it in on credits. On credits. I would have just been able to cash out. Right? Because $20,000 more a year, right? Motherfucking divide that over a 52-week span, right? That's $384.62, because we're rounding up more every single paycheck. Is that 600? Is that 300? Yeah, 384. Imagine that. That's your light bill, your gas bill, your water bill, and some food. Not the whole food bill, because I don't know how much you eating. All right, you may be eating like a rabbit or scarfing shit down like me. All right, because your boy's a big boy. And here's the fit check. Here's the fit check, baby. I don't know how far to back up because I'm not looking at my monitor. Fit check. All right.
Morphin' time! White Tiger!
Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. My favorite Power Ranger, or actor who was a Power Ranger. Right. Even though the original Black Ranger is from my hometown. Yeah, shout out to Detroit, baby. I think we're moving on because I'm just rambling. No, we got one more comment. Did your dad do the bare minimum around the house as you were growing up? I'm not condoning her behavior whatsoever, but maybe she sees when he helps as an improvement over your father, and unfortunately, you're just expected to do the womanly deeds like take care of the house and generally handle yourself to a much higher standard. 100% not the asshole for standing up for yourself, and your mother seems to be stuck in a very old-fashioned mindset. Best of luck to you. OP replies, oddly enough, my dad was very present in our household and acted as the main cook most of my childhood. Yeah, this might be definitely an old-fashioned mindset. It's probably bred from some religious values because you didn't talk about if your family was Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, or anything, right? Catholic or anything, any denomination or any other religion. But definitely that older generation, they just had these gender roles separated, baby, and that shit is not how it should be, especially now. The new poverty line is $140,000 for a family of 4, 2 parents, 2 kids. Poverty line is $140,000. What did I just tell you? I just made, right? I can't take care of a wife and 2 kids on just that. So if we're going to pretend like men should do this and women should do this, it's always the man should take care of the family monetarily, physically, put himself in danger. That shit is dumb, right? 60% of men in the American country own guns. 40% of women own guns. When you look at those who own guns, it's a 60-40 breakdown. You run it back 20 years, it used to be 80-20 if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably mistaken. Google this yourself. Don't pull all the stats out of my mouth. But yeah, man, I do not approve of the way her mother has been acting and is acting. And this is 2 years old. Hopefully OP is on her way to her medical degree and a great